Hi everyone, Elise Turner here. Hope you are all safe and sound, sending messages of the utmost care and also safety, and hope you are doing well. Glad you're joining me for the next hour here. We will be breaking this into 20-minute segments, covering a little bit of balance, a little bit of obviously stretching, and a little bit of core work. So hope you enjoy. I have you all go lay down in Shavasana. Go ahead and find that comfortable position, whether that's lying down or maybe taking that diamond position with your legs, whatever feels comfortable. You just find that breath. Again, just recognizing where your body is at this moment, not changing anything, but really just taking in the moment. Recognizing any stress you may have. Maybe you're completely relaxed, any tension from thoughts or things that you haven't completed today. And just accept all of that in. Take recognition of it and make it part of yourself. But we can't change anything until we accept where we are. And over this next hour, we're going to be connecting that body, that breath, and the motion, letting everything else gently wash away from our thoughts, finding an intention. So I'm going to have you kind of wrap yourself around the next breath, taking it with full intention. Inhaling on a 5 to 6 count, filling your lungs, sipping in just a little bit more at the top, and then exhale fully. Now again, as you start to slow that breath, using a 4, 5, or 6 inhale and exhale, just sense your body slowing, the changes in your heart rate, and start gently sweeping out anything that you brought to the mat at the beginning of this practice, clearing your mind and finding space for your intention. And our intention for today is the word peace. Allowing peace to settle even in the chaos of what's currently happening. Again, recognizing that when something catastrophic happens in our life, it's what we do with that that lifts us to being greater beings, to making us stronger. So pull in that peace of this next hour and the energy that we create with our breath, our body, and our mind. And we're just going to stay here for another minute or two, finding that Ujjayi breath as we constrict the back of our throat, focusing on the resonance of that breath in and out of our body. One last deep breath in, holding it at the top, feeling its presence, and then exhaling. Draw the soles of the feet together, inhale, reaching those arms overhead, taking that full body stretch, pointing the toes in one direction, really reach those fingers in the opposing direction, arching that back off the mat, stretching through the torso, again lifting that rib cage skyward. Chin slightly reaching towards the chest. And then inhale, knees to chest. Placing the hands over the shins, just gently rock from side to side, massaging the lower back, even rolling a little bit onto the hip bones into the sacrum. And then taking that neutral center position, round the shoulders up off the mat, reaching the forehead towards the knees, just balancing right on the pinpoint of our back. Coming through a little bit of core work. Exhale those legs, reach that gaze skyward. Lower back is pressing into the mat. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, extend. Inhale it in. Exhale, extend. 4 more of those. Again, really pulling that belly towards the spine, reaching those toes, tightening the quads when we lengthen through those legs. Really coming into that transverse abdominal area, that lower abdominal. 2 more. And last one. Exhale it, holding those legs extended. Takes the hands, interlacing the fingers behind, supporting that neck. Exhale, drawing the opposing knee, and switch. Go ahead and find that pedaling motion. Again, it's your own pace. You can either follow me, or you can feel free. Take it a little bit slower, listening to your body, really trying to let that foot hover, coming deeper into that abdominal area. Elbow is reaching beyond the knee. Now again, that lower back is pressed into the mat, protecting that spine. Breathing through. 2 more on each side. And inhale, draw it back to the center, pulling into a circle. And exhale, taking those fingertips beneath the glutes, gently pressing up onto the elbows. Slowly slide up over those hands, dropping the crown of the head, coming into that kingfish position. Again, opening that chest, lengthening through the torso after that core work. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, dropping the crown of the head. Draw the hands out, coming to a wide T position. Take those heels behind the glutes. Feet at hip distance and mat distance apart. And gently windshield wiper from side to side, coming a little deeper into that lower back. Now try to reach that knee towards that opposing ankle. Again, feeling that beautiful rotation in the spine. One more time on each side. And taking that back to center. Reach those fingertips towards the heels now. Take those feet back into hip distance apart. Imagining you have a ball or block between your knees. You want to keep that distance and gently press those hips skyward, just coming into a gentle bridge. Exhale down. Press that lower back into the mat, engaging those abdominal muscles. Inhale up. Exhale it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale it up. Walk those shoulder blades beneath the body. Again, feeling those hips raise a little bit higher. Chin reaching towards the chest. Beautiful stretch through the back of the neck. And gently take those palms, placing them on the back of those hip bones or sacrum. And gently relax those hips. Again, taking the weight. Maybe you can even lift those heels. Planting that left foot, extend that right foot skyward, pointing, and then flex the foot. Good morning to those calves. Inhale, point those toes. Exhale, flex. One more time. Inhale, point, tighten that quad.
Exhale, flex, lengthen through that calf. Slowly set that foot down. Inhaling that opposing leg, point that toe, tightening the quad. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex, one last time. Inhale, point. And exhale, flex. And slowly set that foot down, release those palms. Take it all the way down. Inhale the knees to the chest one more time. Gently rock from side to side. Just release that lower back. And on this next breath, go ahead and start to rock forward to back on the length of the spine. Maybe just 3 or 4 times. Again, finding a little bit of massage. And on the next one, holding at the top, finding that modified boat pose. And again, now to modify, maybe you want to bring those hands directly beneath the legs, not supporting it, but just kind of using that for balance. If you need a little bit more, you can just place those fingertips on the floor. Second, or that third option, coming to that full expression, opening to that full boat pose. Inhale. Exhale, open that chest. Inhale it in. Exhale, open. Inhale in. 2 more times. Exhale, open. Inhale it in. And exhale, take it to that full boat pose for 3, 2, and 1. Set those feet down, flexing deeply. Exhale, taking it to that seated forward fold. Now that first one, we're just going to take a gentle reach. Again, those calves, hamstrings may be a little tight. You can just pedal through those feet. If you don't have that full extension to come all the way to the toes, bring it a little bit higher, maybe just pedal through those knees a little bit. We're trying to reach that belly towards the quads. We're not wanting to arch the back. It's not how deep we can come into this. We're lengthening through those hamstrings and calves. So we want to make sure to keep that back long and straight, reaching towards the toes. So it's not really important how deep we come into this as it is the posturing. Over time, that flexibility will change, allowing for us to come deeper and deeper. On this next breath, sweep those fingertips towards the glutes behind the body. Come to that inverted plank, pressing those hips skyward, reaching that gaze up, and then transitioning between those 2 poses. Exhale it down, sweep to forward fold. Inhale, reverse plank. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale it up. 2 more times, exhale it down. Inhale, take it up. 1 last time, exhale it down. Inhale, reach it forward. Coming back to that beautiful position, exhale it down, sweep those legs back, finding that beautiful tabletop position. Now we want those large, wide starfish hands directly beneath the shoulders. Imagine those shoulders pressing down into the palm, each digit reaching into the floor. Knees are directly beneath those hips, finding that neutral space. We don't want those hips tilted skyward or that spine bent. We want that beautiful neutral position. Belly is tight. This is where that core work happens. Now we're going to exhale, just kind of opening and stretching a little bit, taking wide circles. Again, coming a little bit through the wrist, into those hips. Go ahead and reverse around in the opposite direction. And then finding our way back to that neutral position. One more time, maybe just readjust, reconfirming that position. Exhaling that right heel back. Now this may be right where you want to stay. You can stay right here if you want to take it to that full spinal balance. Inhale that left hand forward. Now this is an active position. we're not just throwing our arm and leg out there. We really want to reach that foot back, almost like you're leaning into it, and then pull forward with that opposing arm. You should feel a nice stretch along the side. Again, really lengthening that body. Exhale it, take it to a diagonal, keeping that at hip height. Inhale it forward. Exhale, open. Inhale. And take that heel skyward, wrapping around, reaching with that palm, and then slowly opening up, opening the chest, pull that shoulder back. And exhale it back, spinal balance. Reach it down, taking it through a few cat and cows. Arching that back. Now really reach that gaze towards those toes, maybe even up towards the hips. Sweep it through, inhaling to cow. Drop that belly. Maybe wag the hips a little bit, loosening up. And then find your own pace, alternating between the two. Using that breath. Connecting that motion. Finding that mantra again of peace. And take it back to neutral. This time reaching that left heel back. Take that right arm forward, finding that spinal balance again. Inhale, take it diagonal. Take it back straight. Pulling in opposite directions. Exhale, diagonal. Inhale, take it straight. Gently reach that heel skyward, reaching around with that palm. Open through the chest. Again, really finding that balance. Maybe pull that knee just a little bit higher. And exhale, find that spinal balance again. Exhale it down. Take the last few cows and cats. Breathing through. Again, really connecting that motion. And exhaling it down. Slowly draw those knees open. Take it back. Just finding that quiet child pose. Maybe rock those hips from side to side for a moment. Really walk those fingertips forward. Taking one last deep breath here. Slowly come up onto those elbows, walk those knees together, and exhale, sitting back, folding back to rabbit pose. Taking those fingertips back across the soles of our feet. Let those shoulders drop forward. And then interlacing those fingers, kind of like setting up for a headstand. Round the crown of the head into those palms, and just gently roll the chin towards the chest. Feeling that deep stretch across the back of the neck. So slowly releasing that neck, being gentle. And then sitting down on the soles of your feet. Open that chest as we interlace the hands behind the back. Reach that gaze skyward. Now again, imagine you're putting a pencil between your shoulder blades. So maybe adjust and then really pull that chest, almost like you're reaching that rib cage, the top of the rib cage towards the ceiling. Pulling and opening, finding that little arch. Opening through that chest and then gently drop that head back. Slowly bring that head up, dropping the chin to the chest, releasing those arms, taking them in front of you, round through a seated cat. And exhale it down. Coming onto those knees again, round back through the toes, take it to that first down dog, pedaling through those heels. Now again, those wide starfish hands. And waking up those hamstrings and calves. Maybe take those feet a little wider. Stance, not quite hip distance apart, and then just gently wag those hips as you alternate the heels from side to side. Again, coming a little deeper into the outer edges of those calves. Taking it back to center, drop the crown of the head between those shoulders. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, knees, letting them hover over the mat. Exhale, press those hips high. Exhale, the heels down. Shake that head yes. Shake that head no, and one more time. Inhale up onto those toes. Exhale, knees to the floor, hovering over. Inhale, hips skyward, exhale the heels down. Go ahead and reach that right foot, let it fly. Now again, here in this position, it's not just about that right foot. We're focusing on that left heel. Again, really press that left heel into the mat. We're feeling that lengthening through the hamstring and calf. Drop the heel towards the glute, open up. Now again, you can either stay right here, or if you want to flip that dog, go ahead and invert that over, either reaching the hands skyward or taking it towards the front of your room. Reaching those hips skyward. Inhale, flip that dog back over. Taking it through a few rocking horses. Inhale forward, elbow comes to the right knee. Exhale, let it fly. Inhale to the left elbow. Exhale, let it fly. One more time to the right. Inhale up. Take it to the left. And inhale. Exhaling down. Go ahead and let that left leg fly immediately. Again, focusing on that left heel. Press it into the mat. Breathe through, drop that heel down, open through the hip. Keeping it here, or if you want to flip that dog on the other side, remembering both sides are totally different. Maybe you don't have that in you on the other side today. It's totally okay. Practice of yoga is really about listening to your body, what it has to offer at that moment. Taking it back over. Inhale to that rocking horse, take it to the left elbow. Inhale skyward. Exhale right. Take it sky. One more on each side. Again, really press through those palms. Last time, inhale it through. Exhale. And take it down. Go ahead and pedal through those heels. Look towards the hands, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale through reverse swan. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale the half lift. Pause here for just a moment. Now again, this may be an excellent place to use a block if we don't quite have that flexibility. If you don't have a block at home, another alternative, gently rest those hands on the shins, not using that to let that weight go, but just as a gentle guidance, allowing you to press those hips back, lengthen through the spine. Again, wherever that practice is, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan. Interlace those fingers, step it back, finding that first warrior one. Breathe it through. Now again, that back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Hips are about feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale those arms back skyward. Again, reaching those fingertips and then pull those shoulders down, back and away from the ears. Try tucking them back in their pockets, keeping that extension through the hands. Exhale, opening the cactus arms. Inhale, sweep it forward, coming through that knee. Inhale, back up to warrior one. Exhale it open. Inhale, sweep it forward. Exhale up. One last time, exhale it open. Inhale forward. Exhale, find that warrior one. Slowly elevate up, opening to that warrior two position. Now in a warrior two, that back foot parallel with the mat, front foot reaching forward. Arms aren't just hanging there, really reach in opposing direction. That knee, if you even want to take your palm, place it there gently. Just an inch or two, open those hips. You want that torso lined over the body to really use that weight to allow us to drop deeper. Adding a little movement, inhale straight. Exhale, open. Inhale it up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Hold that position. Sweep it forward, coming to that high lunge with extended arms. And exhale, drop that left palm to the inside, rotate that back foot, opening into that extended side. Breathing through. And we're gonna find a little challenge here. So placing that weight in that left hand, extend that foot back, bringing it to plank. Now again, you can modify here, kickstanding that knee if you want to. If you want that full extension, open up. Maybe you want to bind that, bringing that left hand, that right hand around the back, reaching for that hip. Hold that open. And exhale it down. Take it through chaturanga. Elbows close to the side. Inhale up, holding here. Drop those hips, relax them. Again, glutes should not be tight here. We're breathing through, lengthening, opening that belly again. Exhale, round it back through down dog. Pedal through those heels, finding 2 or 3 deep breaths here. Between those hands again, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale through, reverse swan. Exhale, swan dive forward, hinge at the hips. Inhale the half lift. Press it through again, finding the lengthening through that spine. Reach those hips back. Good morning, hello to those hamstrings. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend on the knees, inhale through reverse swan. Hold those hands, step that left foot back now, finding that warrior one position. Again, remembering that posturing, that left back foot, 45-degree angle. Reach it open. Fingertips come skyward, then tuck those shoulders back in those pockets. Deep stance, maybe you can exhale, coming just a little deeper into this. Belly is pulled in, exhale those cactus arms. Inhale, sweep it forward. Exhale up. Take it open. Inhale forward. Exhale up. One last time. Cactus arms. Sweep it forward. Inhale it up and hold. Slowly open to that warrior two. Now again, might look different from the backside. Maybe we can see from both angles. So again, align those hips over the torso to use that weight. Press that knee open, open through those arms. Inhale it up, adding that movement. Exhale, open, finding that drishti point. Inhale up, exhale, and one last time. Inhale it up, Exhale, open. Take that hand to the inside foot, extending, rotate that shoulder back. Beautiful twist to the spine. Now again, finding that weight in that right hand, challenge yourself. Step that right foot back to plank. Remembering you can modify here if you'd like. Really about opening that chest. Again, playing with it as you like, finding that posture. Breathing through. And exhale it back down. Take it through that chaturanga, elbows close to the side. Inhale up and hold that cobra. Rock those hips. And exhale it back to chaturanga. Reaching back to that down dog. Finding 2 or 3 deep breaths here. This next breath, go ahead and let that right leg fly. Take that right foot through, finding that high lunge warrior. Breathe it through. Step it forward, reaching into chair posture. Now again, drop those hips low. Pull those knees back. I want you to look down at your toes. If you can't see them, reach those glutes back a little bit more, then lift that chest. Adding a little bit of movement here, working those large muscle groups. Inhale up, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale it up, exhale, sit through. Inhale up, exhale. Last one, inhale it up, exhale, hold that chair. Take it through a twisted chair, left elbow comes over the right knee. Now again, you can either hold it right here if you want to, wingspan those arms. Drop down into that, see if you can reach those hips just a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe you want to bind this posture, taking it around, reaching for that left quad. Open that chest, find a little bit more rotation. Anytime we do these twisted postures, aids in our digestion, opens up that belly. Again, really helps us. We're working those large quads right now, big muscle groups. Inhale it back. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and shake those legs. Coming into monkey pose, I want you to take those palms facing up. Place them under the feet. Now again, starting out, may just be those fingertips. That may be where we can come to. Over time, we're working towards getting those toes at the bend of our wrist. Now again, what this does is kind of lifts those feet a little bit, almost like flexing our feet, really stretching through those hamstrings and calves. And this kind of anchors us as well, so we can sit those hips back. Reaching and really opening up. Gaze coming a little bit in front of our body. And slowly release down. Stepping that right foot back. Opening to that warrior one. Exhale, reach it back, exalted warrior. Left hand comes around. Now that right hand can either come down the back of the leg, trying not to press into joints, or again, reaching around for that left quad. Rib cage lifting skyward. And exhale, dropping that left elbow, coming into extended side angle, opening that chest. Now palm is facing down. Now again, we're not using that weight on that left elbow. We really want to pull that weight up and off. Really open, reaching that rib cage skyward here. Finding that long stretch through the side. Belly is pulled in. Both feet evenly pressing in opposite directions. Exhale it back, open. Warrior two. And cartwheel those hands down. rotating that back right foot, coming into lizard pose. So that left knee is going to press out towards the wall. Now you may just be able to take a little bend in the elbows. That may be where you are today. Maybe you can drop down to those elbows. Or even you might want to drop that knee and the crown of the foot to the floor. Again, wherever your body is, we're opening through that left hip. Again, remembering this is your practice. And when you're ready, pressing back up onto those palms. Exhale, step it back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back. Finding 2 to 3 deep breaths before we take that over to the opposite side. On this next breath, inhale that left foot skyward. Exhale, take it through, coming to that high lunge warrior. Breathe it through. Opening that chest. Exhale, open to that warrior 2. Breathe it through. And reach through, coming to that exalted warrior. Again, remembering either we can run that hand on the back or reach it back. Ribcage lifting. Exhale it down, taking that extended side angle. And inhaling it open. Cartwheel those hands down. Take it to that inner side. The opposite foot here, taking it to that lizard pose. Right knee reaches out. Again, feeling that difference in flexibility on both sides. Ready, set both hands down, step it back to that plank, take it through chaturanga. Inhale and press it back. Inhale, reach it forward. Taking that plank around those shoulders, down, back, and away from the ears as slowly as you can. Exhale it down. Bringing it all the way to the floor. Drop the crown of the feet to the floor. Extend that left palm out to the side. And coming directly from that shoulder, and then slowly roll into that shoulder, kickstanding that right knee. Beautiful shoulder and arm opener. Opens through the chest here as well. And when you're ready, slowly release that back over. Taking the right arm now to the outer edge, again extending directly from the shoulder. Take the ear, the opposite ear, and gently roll into that. Again, and kickstanding that left knee now. And slowly rolling that back over. Press it up to that plank position. Rolling those shoulders down, back, and away from the ears. Now you can also modify here, crossing those knees, taking it to that modified position, taking 3 chaturanga push-ups, elbows close to the rib cage. Inhale, press it up, or that full expression here. Breathing, inhaling, exhaling, pressing fully. Last one. And inhale it back. Finding 2 to 3 deep breaths. And slowly walk those feet forward, about halfway to the middle of the mat. Taking it to that forward fold, inhaling to half lift. Exhaling again, forward fold. And then slowly walking your hands around to the opposite side, to that right side. Just gentle twist, maybe you can walk your hands a little bit further back. And then spider walking those hands over to the opposite side. And feeling that difference in both sides of the rib cage. Take it back to center, and then slowly rotate to the length of the mat. Taking those feet nice and wide. We're going to take those toes, pointing them out to the corners. Inhaling up, taking that long straight back. Breathing through. Slowly placing those hands on the hips, inhaling up, using that abdominal muscle. Reach those hands up, taking it to a 5-pointed star, exhaling down. Elbows reach behind the waistline. Inhale it up. Exhale, pull it down. 5-pointed star. Again, inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. And exhale, hold this position. Now again, taking those hands, interlacing them gently behind the neck. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale it up. Exhale, over. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Take those hands, drop them to the floor. Bring those feet a little bit closer together, toes pointing forward now. Finding that tiger pose. So we're going to take those triceps, place the inner part of the knee or the shin right on the back of those triceps, and then just gently lean that weight into it. Now again, you can walk those feet back a little bit, opening through those inner thighs. Just letting all that body weight hang, using that gentle pressure. And again, you can even rock a little bit side to side. Gently, you don't want any jerking or quick movements. And then slowly come back to those feet, toes pointed forward. Take that right hand center, inhale, sweeping that left hand skyward. Now again, we want that hand right over that shoulder and then rotate through the shoulder. We want to open that chest. Exhale it down, pushing that right hand skyward. Again, aligning that hand over the shoulder, then pull that shoulder back. One more time on each side. Exhale that right hand down, inhale left hand. And take it to the other side. Take it back to center. Slowly walk those hands over to that left ankle, pulling the chest towards the quad. Now again, we may not be able to get there, that's fine. We're just using that to gently draw ourselves in. Depending on your level of flexibility, you'll feel that stretch through the hamstring. And when you're ready, slowly take it over to the opposite side. Again, reaching through. back to center. Go ahead and just heel toe those feet together. Inhale, reverse swan. And we're gonna find a couple quick balancing poses here. So I want you to really ground your feet. Maybe lift up each of your toes, each of your digits, and kind of plant them one by one into the mat. Finding that mountain position. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Roll them forward. And then one more time, really roll them back, palms facing forward. Pull that belly in, kind of tilting those hips almost, reaching forward, finding that perfect, beautiful alignment in the spine. And then tighten the quads, pulling the kneecaps up off the shins there. And then reach that gaze skyward, opening that airway passage. Strong, active mountain pose. And then slowly bring that gaze back down. Taking hands to heart center. Now we're gonna try eagle pose first. So we're gonna take that right leg over the left. Now again, this may just be kickstanding right here for you. Or if you can bend down into that, taking that full expression, locking that toe around that ankle. And then we're gonna take that left arm under the right, reaching and pressing those palms together, extending skyward. Now again, you should feel an amazing stretch across the the upper back. All across the shoulders. Reach those hands a little bit higher. And then holding those eagle arms, unlace those feet, bringing it into an eagle-armed warrior 3. So extend that foot back, flexing through the foot, drop that right hip, bringing it parallel. And if you want to, unlace those hands coming into that full warrior 3, or you can modify. Again, finding those airplane arms, or even bringing it back by your hips. And then slowly dropping that left hand to the floor, finding that balancing half moon. Again, as we open that right leg, left palm reaching skyward. And then drop that hand slowly to the floor, transitioning through. Make sure that left foot is facing forward. Bring it to that standing splits. And when you're ready, drop that foot down. Go ahead and pedal through or shake those legs out. Maybe even walking those feet up to hip distance. Let's just take a quick ragdoll, reaching for opposite elbows. Let that head hang heavy, shake it no, shake it yes. And just swing from side to side, loosening that back. Maybe lift those toes. Try not to tighten or engage too deeply in those balancing poses. You can end up getting cramps, so lift those toes up a little bit. Bring it back to center, heel toe those feet together. Inhale through reverse swan. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we're gonna take that same series on the opposite side. So go ahead and kickstand, or find that full expression, bending a little first into it, finding that knee, that little foot popping around the ankle. Right arm this time comes under the left arm, and reach that palm skyward. Set a little deeper into it. Beautiful job. Again, reminding yourself of that intention, finding that peace. Wiggle those right toes a little bit, make sure you're not clenching. Slowly unwind, exhaling back to that warrior 3. Reaching back, keep those eagle arms. And when you're ready, unlace. Remembering those modifications. And slowly exhale it down. Opening to that balancing half moon. Use that breath, make sure you're not holding it. And release down. Take that foot forward, finding that standing splits. Slowly exhale it down. Again, pedaling through, shaking those legs out. One last time, finding that ragdoll pose. Bring the hands to the floor, heel toe those feet together. Pop up onto those toes as you drop the glutes towards the heels. And you can either keep your fingertips on the floor for balance, draw that chin to the chest. If it's in your practice, maybe you can find a balance here, reaching for those elbows, or not. Again, challenging yourself, opening that spine. Remembering if you fall out of it, just pop back in. And slowly exhale down. Sitting those glutes back down. Taking that wide extension on those legs now. Now again, flex through those feet. This might be another great place for a block. Now again, we're going to reach that belly towards the floor versus trying to arch that back and see how deep we can get. We're really opening through those inner thighs and through that hamstring area. So we want to find that extension and that lengthening through the crown and then reach the belly towards the floor. Just slowly walking those fingertips out in front. Maybe you're bending through those elbows and that's right where you're going to stay today. That's totally fine. Over time, we'll be able to come a little further and deeper into this. Again, for the students that come to my classes, a lot of times I like to suggest this is an outstanding position. If you're a TV watcher, sit in front of the TV like this, and you'll find yourself as you've been sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe you can drop a little bit lower. Over time, you may fall asleep while you're watching TV. If you're a book reader, you can put your book right in front of you. You might need to get closer as you're reading, but try to hold this posture for at least 30 seconds. Again, you want to try to memorize your muscles, allowing your muscles to memorize this posture. So each time you come to it, that lengthening comes a little deeper. Slowly walk back up, drawing those feet. Take that left foot to the inside crux of that right thigh, and then we're going to take that right foot over the top. Now we want to keep both glutes on the floor, so you might need to adjust a little bit of real estate here. Reaching that, and then take that left elbow around the right knee. Now I like to draw this knee towards the chest. Helps open up that hip while we're lengthening through the spine, and then slowly rotate back. Reaching that gaze towards the back of the room, still continually pulling that knee in. It's almost kind of like a seated pigeon pose in that we're really working through that right hip while also getting that spinal rotation. Again, remember to keep breathing here. You want to use the energy of that breath, again, to work through postures. Anytime we're holding our breath, we're working through something. Allow that energy to flow. And slowly unwind. Reversing those feet, bringing that right foot underneath, left foot over the top now. Again, move that real estate, getting both those cheeks on the floor. Pull that knee into the chest, reaching that right arm around. Again, kind of using that pad of the quad with the palm. And then slowly exhale back, inhaling through the crown of the head. Pull that left knee towards the chest. Still lengthening. Beautiful little stretch in the hip there. And exhale it back down before we find Shavasana. I always like to come to one final inversion pose, bringing that blood flow back up to the crown of the head. You can take candlestick, any posture that feels right to you, headstand, waterfall. Today I'm going to go through dolphin. I love this posture, so you're going to want to bring the forearms and the palms to the floor. And then just gently interlace those hands, leaving the pinkies kind of apart. And then roll the crown of the head into that little space. Crown of the head shouldn't be touching the floor, and then lift those hips, slowly walking those feet in, kind of like a down dog position. And just gently breathing through this. Now the heels don't have to touch. We're working more on getting that blood flow moving back up to the crown of the head. Now if it's in your practice, this is an outstanding place. You can just pull those knees into the chest, bringing it into a full headstand. Again, that option is yours depending on what your practice needs. Just to finalize before we find that Shavasana. And when you're ready, slowly exhale it down, dropping the knees to the floor, and just sweep those feet forward. Bringing it back, finding that Shavasana posture. In whatever's comfortable to you, maybe it's just opening those heels. I love to come to that diamond position and just gently lay my palms on the inner thigh. And just finding that last few minutes with your intention. This next breath, I'm going to have you take your palms, just gently placing one over your belly and one over your heart chakra. Feeling the connection of the breath as we end our practice. Finding acceptance for that place where we are when we exit this room, what we take back out into the world. Slowly roll over onto one side, finding that fetal position. And at your own pace, slowly find yourself back up into your seated position, sitting those glutes on the heels. Taking your time to get there. Palms firmly rooted in the quads, drop the chin to the chest. Slowly lift the crown, dropping that left ear to the shoulder. Maybe placing those right fingertips underneath that ankle, finding a little bit of extension. Again, right here across the top of the shoulder, into that neck. And exhaling it on to the opposite side. Placing those left fingertips under the ankle. And taking it back to center, opening that chest, reaching, finding that last breath. Inhaling it forward. Interlace those hands, press back. Kind of a seated cat again one more time. And inhale, sitting up, taking that last deep breath. Gathering that energy in, exhaling it down to heart center as we press it into our deepest and most loved chakra. Again, reminding ourselves that during this time of chaos, we can find peace and resolution in knowing this too shall pass, and that our strength will carry us forward in being better than we were before, and to have faith in ourselves and in those around us. Namaste.